It's finally time to add support for Pebble Round. I'm getting very close to the end of this adventure, but yeah, I also noticed that the previous recording had wrong input device settings, and you can't really hear a thing, which is a shame, but nothing I can do about that now. Let's just go and continue. Before I start, I would like to do a small refactor here because I had this open, this spread function. So I've looked at it a few times, and I think I want to make a few changes. For example, gap is max minus len right away from here, and then we don't have to calculate Cn at all. We just decrement the gap, and if gap is smaller or equal to 0, then there is nothing that we can do. We can should repeat the same thing here. We could do it once. Okay, let's do it just once. But it's possible that the gap is already empty in here. And it's also possible that at this point the gap had a space, but after accounting for the weather icons, the gap got too small. Alright, so that's the change. Let's see if it still produced the same result. No. Yeah, already a mistake. Cn. So I use a Cn somewhere. Oh yeah, of course. Let me have a look at the round. What I have to do. Okay, I have to position basically every layer in a different place. Okay, it still works. That's good. Every layer in different place. And yeah, that's mostly it. There will be a different logic for hours, because for this layer, because it's always in the dithering, there is no shadow. The limits for how many characters can fit is different, and spread operator is not supported. Quite a few things. Let's go. But maybe first, CC brutal. I will amend to the previous commit. No. Yeah. Let's go. Maybe I can start by building for this platform, which is called. We have applied facade. Let's do it in order. I think that's how it's called. I don't like supporting Pebble Round because watch faces I do are mostly about text and typography, and it's very well explained in like some of the there was a presentation. I have a link to it. Yep, this video. In this video, designing apps for Pebble, it's very well explained why text fits better the square display, and why it's difficult to design a text interface for a round device. And because my watch faces are very heavy on text, they don't really fit the round display. But let's try anyway. I know for a fact that there are people that use the brutal watch face on Pebble around, so I have to do it. Let's see. Alright, it builds and it kind of worked. And what surprised me is that the dithering effect is not broken, which is a good news. It's very good news for me. Alright, but let's see. Yeah, we'll have to use a bunch of if-defs. We'll keep it as a reference inside. Okay, and do we have... Okay, I do have this if-def, so actually it's other way around. It's if-def for rectangular display. What should we start with? Maybe I can start with simple things like disabling shadow effect. That's the shadow. And I actually don't know if the quick view even works for Pebble round. Does it? Anyway, I will assume it does not. So that means I will be wrapping a lot. I could like wrap small sections, but I found it easier to simply have a bigger chunk, even if there is some kind of repetition. I prefer to have fewer smaller chunks of those if-defs for Pebble round. And here, oh no, we will have to render them. We will have to center the numbers. Yeah, so it's actually not that simple. I thought it's an easy part. Okay. So we draw the digits for Pebble around. And we draw them with dithering. Let's use the shadow effect. I mean the shadow value as the strength of the dithering. That's the same. And then we have to draw time. Yeah, I think I will start with the layers. Okay, let's start with the layers. And I know that's not perfectly in the middle vertically. I forgot what the values are. I might reference the old code in a second. Okay, where is it? On reload. Let's yeah. This part will be different for each. Okay, so what are we doing for hours? I actually have no idea. I have no idea. The x could be 0. The y, I have no idea. The width, I can just use all of it because we're gonna draw the digits in the middle anyway. The height stays the same. Okay, let me let me see how it was done, how it's currently done on the master. But this code is a mess. But the position of each layer was in one place. Okay, there it is. There it is. Actually, I set some X position, but Y. That's X, that's Y, that's width and height. Why do I need X position? I don't think it's necessary, but there's padding. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Distance from screen edge 5. Is that really just 5 pixels? Doesn't look like it. Am I reading it right? It's grec, graphical rectangle. First goes the origin, and the point is X and Y. So that's X, and there's Y. Y is only 5 pixels? Impossible. Alright, let's make it 5. Let's make it 5, and our margin is 5, so let's use 5. And next we have minutes. So for minutes, we only move down by a different amount. What is it? X is again, it's very strange. Why it's like that? Same X. And it goes from top padding. Okay, so it adds the spacing. What? It's essentially what I have here. But that's not right. Ah, damn it. Alright, now it makes sense. This is Pebble. This is not Pebble round. Okay. Why nobody said anything? Help me, guys. Okay, here we have magic numbers. That's the Pebble round. Pebble round will be full of magic numbers, and I don't really care. Sue me. And that's width and height. Alright. Finally. Minutes. 60. Perfect. Now it's getting easy. Next we have bottom. And the bottom text gets x0. What's happening with the x? There will be a limit of characters anyway, and it's displayed in this drawn in the center. What's the y? Y is 60 plus digit height plus 5 times 3 plus 8. Precious. And the size, width is just full width. And h is the same. Okay. The last one. The side gets get that one. Else. Okay, so x0 with it's right. Here we go with 7. The y is most important. Oh, I made a mistake already. That's not the position of a bottom. Bottom has 5 plus 5. Here we have this combination. Okay, let's try it. Come on. Oh. I think it's correct. We are just getting terrible result because it's not centered. Nothing is in the middle. And I guess we actually have a mistake in the there function because you can see there's a missing part right here. Okay, so now we have to do everything in the middle. No, position is not correct. This is too low. This is also too low. What went wrong? Let's think about. I know why. I know why, because of the of the quick view. Let me have a look at the quick view first. What I did for Pebble round in quick view. What was the function here? That's the one. Does it even do anything on Pebble round? Looks like it does. It's even called. Huh. Do we even have a quick view on Pebble around? No idea. Let me see. I will search for that function in search for that function in Pebble SDK. And here we have a Pebble round. Looks like it is here. Can you trigger it with the emulator? No, no, you can't. Okay, I will assume it's not there. If, yeah, that might break. I'm pretty sure it's not there. I may ask later on forum or something. Maybe I will do it right now. Let's just ask. Maybe I can search for it. I don't think I will get any reasonable results. Yeah. Let's do it in let's see. I need my reference. For now, I will disable everything that connected to QuickView, which means I'm doing this. That's QuickView. on quick view. Okay. Quick view. Okay. All right. Now the position looks okay to me. A few glaring problems. First of all, on the side has this logic that makes it vertical. We can do it like so. But it means that we can't use buffer 10p. Let's use what can we do? Ah, yeah, let's do it like so. Just use the pointer here, which should fix it. Oh no, you know what? We have to change the call to draw text anyway, because we need it in the middle. How do you do it? Let's align center. There. Maybe let's try to do that right away here. Okay. Let's do the center. What else can we do? Oh, PT undeclared. What I did, I forgot to change it to buff TMP. Okay, but buff will be unused on the Pebble round now. Hate to do that, but whoa, okay, that's wrong. Else and if void buff. Next biggest problem is the way we draw digits. All right, it's something. Is it that far away? I think it's too far. Yeah, the position might be a bit different because we have, where is it? Oh, it shouldn't be any different. All right, let's skip it now. not a big concern at this point. The biggest concern is draw digits. Draw shadow is not needed. I guess the draw digits and draw shadow are actually draw a line left, draw a line right. Let me I could have logic inside for that, but I prefer to keep it as a separate function because there are differences like in here, and the for loop is quite different. I will keep them separate, but I can change the name. Draw digit. That's right. Could be draw digits left. And we will make another draw digit center. And as you may expect, I don't like that the name got longer than 16 characters. The old way of C is to have unreasonable short function names with cryptic abbreviations, and that's what I'm going to stick with, which means I'm changing that to R, L, and C. Right, left, or mid. Let's call it mid. And to do that, I will copy the left one. Now we have to figure it out how to do it, or maybe we can first call it. So that's Pebble rect, and that's digit mid. And the second one on the minutes, that would be if the Pebble rec. And else, and if, which will be, we don't actually need an offset here, just stays at 0. Yeah. Let's see how we can do that. So to know what's the middle position, we have to check the width of digits before we even start drawing, or we can draw from the middle and draw digits to the left and then digit to the right. But spacing is not divisible by 2 because it's 5. Huh. Is there a pixel going through the middle of the pebble round? No idea. Do I have a design here? I do. Is there a pebble round? Yep, there is. With few designs. Let's see, is there a middle pixel? $180. Doesn't look like because we just do that. Yep, and it's 4. It's 4 in the middle. 5. What? How is it 5? So it's not in the middle. It's almost in the middle. No, wait. If you take 88 times 2. No, then you end up with 4. It's not in the middle. If I drag this over here, then we will have, yep, 1 extra pixel. Okay, so it's not even in the middle in the current implementation. Oh well. Oh, I see. I prioritized. I moved it like 1 pixel to the right because a font is more rounded on the left. Does it make sense? Okay, let's see in the code what I did. Show me how it was done. Margin is 5. Okay, so I kept the margin 5. Where was the position? Is with it's 1 pixel to the left. It's not in the middle. It's 1 pixel to the left. Right, so I think what we do is we get the digits width in advance. And yeah, and we're gonna call digits the draw digits left with modified offset. All right, so what we do here is this for I0 str1 I plus plus. We do offset, offset, offset. And calculate the width. Let's do it like this. So str I minus 0 minus. So that we get the width of the digit. We also need to add spacing. We don't want, but we want spacing only once. So afterwards we remove 1 spacing. And this code is written like there's supposed to be many characters in str. Let's keep it like that anyway. And then we have width. So what we do, is it even possible to do with just offset? Yeah, and then no. No way. I need a width to determine the left edge. Yep. Okay, draw mid out. We just gonna call draw left, but with proper offset. Select, that's round. Draw digits left. And we need X offset. X offset is the width minus digits width. And digits width is what we did a second ago. So I have I, and we work with what's PT? Okay, pointer. So digits W 0. We'll probably get warning that digits W isn't used in here. Support for Pebble round makes code very messy. I would rather either make a watch face that's for Pebble round or for rectangle pebbles. Oh, yeah, that might be confusing. Let's go with something else. Spacing, all right. And now from the divided by 2, we subtract width divided by 2. That's X. Perfect. And now let's do a bit of repetition. Yep, another sin in my code base, repetition. Already. Use variable overlap. Only get it. Not use step. Oh, it's already kind of nice, but it's still far from finish line. First, let me maybe do the small hours at the top. That seems essential to the readability. The watch face, so that would be here. Here, after we do dithering. Now we have to draw, then we have to do fill rect. In bound, what are the bounds? Bounds, the X is, that looks okay. The Y, no, X is not okay because it's at the left edge. It has to be at the middle. Can I just divide that in half by 2? I think I can. And I will change the color to foreground to see it better. I think it is in the middle. Yes, it is. Okay, let's change it to background. And now for the text. All right. That's the most important part, but now it's the time to look at the deter function and do it the right way. There's probably more than one mistake here. And the thing is that for each, we iterate on every y-axis, and we are getting each line of pixels, which is called the row. And for each row, we are getting info. And info here has information about maximum values and I think minimum values too for x coordinate. Let me check that. Okay, this is what it returns, and it returns minimum x and maximum x. That's the first valid pixel and the last valid pixel, which is very important on Pebble round. As you can imagine, there are no pixels in the top left and there are no pixels in the corners of the display because display doesn't have any corners. But I only accommodate for the max x. I should also accommodate for max min x. Right, let's try it that way then. If x is bigger than 4, x, then x równa się x is equal to info in x. Is that it? I hope it is. Let's see it. I may have to reduce the dithering effect to see it better. Still wrong. Still wrong. Huh. All right. I will increase dithering to have a better look at what's going on. Shadow strength, let's try 64. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely wrong. It's not like there is a border and the frame buffer around here, because the left you don't have it. It almost looks like the maximum x. It's too short. The value of max x is too small. That's what it is. Maybe I don't understand it. What's the max x? The absolute column of the last valid pixel for given data row. -1? Okay, I don't think this is what affects me here. Yeah, this part is difficult to debug with printf debugging because it's called many times and it will just spam the standard output of console. Let's see, maybe I can figure it out. Yeah, but definitely looks like the max x is way too small. Maybe what I think of max x is like position x, like in here, that it can be, even if there was a display, it would be right here, for example. But maybe max x is counted from the first pixel that's visible. That's probably what's happening. Yes, so I'm missing this distance, which is min x. So should it be in my code like so? Perfect. It's even worse. All right, I think I have to look at those values to know what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'm blind. So let's do it that way. Uplog level debug. And then we're gonna do, I want to know what kind of Y we are doing. And then I want to know max and mean. I mean mean and max. X, and that will help me understand. Yep. Another hour. Those videos are getting way too long. But that's the reality of web development. Unused variable overlap. 745. Yep. And brain. And I and J. Okay, let's have a look at the logs. I want to start from the top. Okay, so we start with a Y of position 15. I call it rect, but it's frame. Let me rename that quickly. Might be easier to understand. So a frame 50. I think I understand it correctly. It gets bigger on both sides. I mean bigger. The minimum X gets smaller, the maximum gets bigger at the same time, making the row longer, wider. Yep, that's what's happening. And it goes like that up to, yep. All right, that seems to be correct. So is my max incorrect then? Okay, let me check more values. Actually, I'd like to see it before I modify max X, and maybe let's also have a look at X itself. Oh, but at this point X is undefined. What are the logs? Come on. Okay. it all looks correct to me. And the max x is bigger than info max x. So it gets overwritten. It must be frustrating to see a mistake like that and not being able to tell me. All right. Hope that was it. Because we are getting close to, we passed 1 hour. We are getting close to being done with the Pebble round. Yes. Excellent. Now it's correct. Okay. So, few more things. We need to restrict the width of the text. And in index, there is somewhere, where's platform area, not capability rect. Somewhere there was, oh, there it is. Not platform emery, platform emery rect. What? It doesn't say. What's the limit of characters on the Pebble round? Was it the same? Maybe it was the same. We can count. We can just count. I could like do it in GIMP or something, but instead I will type a few numbers. That's 10. And then we do how many we need. Anyway, let's do it just like so. Okay, just what I thought. That's stupid idea. I don't actually see. Oh, maybe not. I can count like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 18. Or rather, 17. Okay, so 17. So it says 17. Okay, so not platform emery is a Pebble round. No. It's 17 regardless. All right, and the small one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also 17. or 18 and a good run. Let's use those limits. Side max, we don't use spread here, so what we can do is TMP side max, always put a 0 there. That's the easiest way to restrict the string length. You just do it always the same way. And if the string is shorter, then it doesn't change a thing. If it's longer, then it's fine. Okay, but I see that we don't need 64 here because the maximum size is, even on the array, is 24. So you can use 32 and 32, but we need 64 here because it can be double the size. Alright, build. No more locks. Lock, do we have any? No. Okay, that will be Pebble round. If we get proper length. Oh, we didn't. Still too long. So what is it? X. X. 21 and 22. Okay, that's not good. Ah, alright. Because we have the smart calculation. It takes the Pebble display width, which doesn't accommodate for, and side max takes height, and bottom max takes width, which doesn't accommodate for the narrow part. And yeah, you just have to define it, hard code it, and this gets pretty long, so I think I will do it like so. That would be Pebble rect. That would be Pebble round. So side gets 17. This also gets 17. It's more narrow here, but the font is smaller anyway. Let's see if that works. Block. Do we have any more warnings? Unused variables or stuff. Defined but not used. Or yep, normal is defined but not used. Go to the group with spread. Let's draw digit draw right. Also not used. Okay. All right. Limit works. And that's Pebble round. I will have to adjust the index, but I will do that at the end. After we do emery. That's the full name. Right, next time emery.